is good, everybody? Welcome. My name is Mark. Welcome to your Tuesday weekday wagers right here at Coach and Company. Look, I feel like Tuesdays now are becoming almost like this letdown day. I mean, I know we have WNBA playoffs that are still going on, games 2 in 2 particular series for tonight. Baseball's kind of winding down the regular season, so we're going to have playoff baseball, but it feels like we go through so much for a 4-day period as far as football is concerned. I get to Tuesday and I'm like, it's kind of a nice take a deep breath kind of a day. And speaking of deep breaths, before we go on to what we have today, we do have to look at what happened yesterday. And it's never a good sign. First of all, having one X is bad enough, but having 2 X's, and I feel like there's a life joke in there somewhere, which probably means it's time for me to bring in Rob, because I don't ever want to get stuck having tried to talk my way out of having 2 X's. It doesn't sound right, and I feel very uncomfortable. But Rob, how are you doing today?
I'm good, especially after that introduction. 2 X's, 1 X. I'll just keep my wife and be good for that.
There you go. Yeah, as soon as it came out of my mouth, I'm like, you're an idiot because you'll never get out of this. Whatever. Anyway. Speaking of things that happened last night that may not have been so good, what was your takeaways from last night? We had 2 Monday Night Football games. Kind of any takeaways from either one of those games?
Yeah, if Baker Mayfield gets the ball and it's a game-winning drive, you bet your money on Baker Mayfield because he just finds a way to get it done. You could see it on the sidelines. He was ready. Tampa Bay with a great comeback win. Houston also played a lot better. And I'll be honest, the Chargers and Raiders game, I made it to about halftime, and I was like, all right, Quentin Johnson got his receiving yards. I thought Ladd McConkey would get at least 50. He didn't. So, yeah, I feel you guys on the X's for sure.
Yeah, that was brutal. And you know, in those games, I don't know what happened. Look, the second half of that Charger-Raider game is the cure for insomnia. I mean, there is nothing that took place in that second half. And kind of a surprise that both teams came out and kicked a field goal is really what it amassed to. So I was a little shocked there, but we do have a little bit of time and the chat is popping. So thank you again to all of you who are here watching us and joining us here on this Tuesday. But Joe brings up a great point, and that I am dead last in our fantasy football league. Yeah, and I've got no excuses.
I'm probably second to dead last because I'm 0-2 as well. So I'm right there with you, man.
I got to be, if I'm being just completely transparent here, I haven't even looked. I'm afraid to look today. I don't want to see how bad it actually was. It's just, yeah, I'll look at it later on. I just don't feel
I've got good players, but they score points on the bench, which doesn't help you win fantasy football games.
And Taj is still good to see it. But listen, Taj, drop your Twitter handle or your social media information in the chat, because I'm telling you, Taj has been on a heater lately. And if you can get extra picks, Taj is the guy who's been doing it. And Joe does bring up, speaking of guys who've been on a heater lately, I've kind of been on the right side of every side of those plays. It was nice to see Tampa Bay do what they did last night. I certainly had that play. And poor Kim. I thought my exes was taking us down a path. You've had more X's than J-Lo. All right.
Yeah.
Any is famous, though. Any is famous. That's what I want to know.
That's true. That's true.
And speaking of guys to follow, if you are not tailing DG's kicker props, you are leaving money on the table. I helped DG build the kicker model last season. We got it in place. It has been absolutely fine. It's only going to get better. So believe me, when I tell you he puts out a kicker play, it's because it is a very high probability of that play hitting. Just that information there. If you have any plays that you are on, I'm speaking to the chat here. If you have any plays that you're on for today, you want to share them with us, share them. If you have any questions about a game, a player, anything going on. We did that yesterday with DG. It was great to field some of those questions. Neither one of us, obviously, on a Monday night with 2 Monday Night Football games had any MLB. We had a bunch of MLB questions. I think we went 3-1 on the MLB plays that we came up off the top of our heads. So, yeah, drop them in the chat, and we'd love to get to those. But speaking of our wagers, what are you on today, Rob?
Yeah, going back to the diamond. It's a Tuesday, so it's what we got to do. I'm going to take 2 guys who have been hot as of late. I'm going to take Rob Refsnyder and Jackson Holiday. 1+ hit at plus 129. Look, Rob has a hit in 9 of his last 10 versus left-handed pitching. He's 3 for 8 with 2 home runs against Jeffrey Springs. Springs struggles, of course, against right-handed batters. He's allowed 25 home runs to them in his last 126 innings pitched. Rob is slated to bat 5th tonight, which is one of his weak spots. So love Rob, love the Red Sox tonight to try to get things back on track after the Yankee series. And then secondly, we're going to go to Jackson Holiday, who has a hit in 8 straight games and then 9 of his last 10. He's going to face Shane Smith for the first time tonight. Shane's been shaky against left-handed batters. He's allowed 12 home runs in his last 68.2 innings pitched. He's allowed the most damage to the top of the lineup, which is where Jackson bats. Don't hate the sprinkle on both those guys to go yard just for some fun plays tonight as well.
I like that. And Jackson Holiday has been, you said sneaky. He has been sneaky good, quietly consistent, and just kind of doing his thing and putting up some numbers. So I love that look on him tonight. I don't know what is happening to me right now. Did you hear that?
It's not as loud as it was during pre-show. So
yeah, there's like a motorcycle parade taking place in our neighborhood right now, and I don't know if it's the same. I don't know. That's the noise. I'll tell you what. I did mention WNBA. We got some action on the ladies today. I am going with the Las Vegas Aces, the first half team total to go over 40.5 points. You can get that at minus 108. This is game 2 of a playoff series, and Vegas is already up 1-0. They won at home Sunday night. And I expect them to come out firing, trying to put Seattle away early in this one. The Aces' first half numbers, they back this up. In the regular season, they've averaged over 43 first half points. Against Seattle specifically, they've cleared 40 in 4 straight meetings, which includes a 44, 45, 47, and another 45 in the last 4 head-to-head matches. Even their lone stumble back in May, they still managed 38 points in the first half on the road. So I expect them to be able to come out and really push the tempo. Seattle, on the flip side of this, has been vulnerable defensively early. The Storm have given up 43 first half points per game on average in these matchups, and the defensive hole only gets magnified when Vegas and Aja Wilson come in. Look, this is going to see a lot of points. I expect a lot of points early. The Storm will be fighting for their playoff lives, and I think the Aces put them away tonight, if I'm being completely honest. I'd like the Aces to win here. I don't think that they cover on the spread, so I'm playing their first half team total instead. Any thoughts on the 2 playoff games going on tonight, Rob?
My Valkyries playing tonight. I haven't checked their social media today.
No. They play tomorrow.
Okay.
And by the way, I do know that the social media team at Just a Stat Sports may or may not have a video that has you tagged in it for tomorrow. So I'm just saying, there is that.
Can't wait.
Yeah, they play tomorrow. Who do they take on? They are taking on tomorrow night. I should know this off the top of my head. They're taking on the Lynx, Minnesota Lynx. That's right, the number 1. Yep. So
big test for my ladies tomorrow night.
It will be a very big test. And let's see. We've got a bunch of – let's get to some of these plays here in the chat.
All right.
So we got Taj. We'll fire these off real quick. I just want to get your thoughts on them. Yuri Perez, under 5.5 strikeouts at minus 125. Any thoughts on that?
No, once again, I don't do pitcher props that often. So I ain't got nothing for you on that one. I'm sorry.
I will say this, because the last time Taj played Yuri Perez, it was to go over his strikeout prop line, which he did. And I didn't think he would do it because I didn't think he would pitch that far into the game. I'd be interested to kind of get into Taj's head a little bit and find out why he's taking the under tonight. So, Taj, if you want to drop that on.
Facing the Rockies tonight in Colorado as well. So, yeah, I'm not sure
either.
Right.
Well, that might be – yeah, it's the Rockies, but the Rockies don't strike out that much at home. So that might be why he's on the under there. He's also on the Brewers on the run line at minus 125. Yeah, do I like that play? I like it a lot. That play is posted on juststatsports.com. I have a full write-up on why I love the run line. And I also have another Brewers play that I really love today to tag along with that run line play. So, yeah, I love that. Scott Y. Storm, a money line with a hey, ladies. Yeah, I think, look, the Storm are in desperation mode, right? I do think that the Vegas comes out and scores a bunch in the first half. That's why I gave it out as a play. I believe it. I've already put that bet in. But I think we see Seattle clamp down defensively. They do not have the horses to run with Las Vegas. Las Vegas will push the tempo because that's how they're going to get out and score. Seattle's going to do everything they can to slow those horses down, especially in the second half as the game starts to wind down. Look for lots of fouling, which is why I think, if anything, this one might squeak to the over for a total. But, yeah, I don't dislike the Storm in this one. The Storm are a sneaky team. They're tricky, but I think the Aces are looking to close this out, get back to Las Vegas, and wait for round two. Taj with another one. Padres Mets over 8. I like it. To be honest with you, I think the Mets are in free fall. They need to find their offense. They're 2-8 in the last 10, if I remember correctly, and they're just a game and a half ahead of. Listen to this, Rob. They're a game and a half ahead of Arizona for the wild card spot. The fact that we're talking about Arizona even being that they haven't been eliminated from the postseason is incredible. It's mind-blowing to me. But the fact that they're actually – so you're saying there's a chance that they actually have a chance to get into the postseason is just mind-boggling.
Mets are going to Mets, man. They do this themselves every year, it feels like.
And Scott Y has another one. He likes the Mariners on the money line. Any thoughts?
Yeah, they need to keep winning as well. That AL wildcard race is crazy tight right now. Yeah. So I don't hate that either.
I'm trying to see what the model has for Seattle. The model actually likes Seattle to win tonight with the over in that one, which he sent in another one. Dumper and Schwarber going the yard at 13.55. You are the home run guru. What are your thoughts on the Dump and Schwarbs?
Yeah, Schwarber went yard last night. I saw that. Came through for a lot of people. Anytime you got Cal Raleigh, I was trying to see who was pitching because I was looking at some Seattle batters earlier, and I can't find the game now. I don't hate Cal Raleigh. I think I was looking at Julio Rodriguez as well, but he's 4 for 14 with a home run off Michael Wacha.
Yeah, I was going to say it's Waka Waka night there in Kansas City.
But yeah, I don't hate Cal Raleigh tonight. Only problem is he's 0 for 12 versus Michael Wacha, so that's something to look out for. So
you're saying he's due?
Yeah, he's definitely due.
He's due. Big Cheesy join us over on the X. How you doing, Big Cheese? He likes the over 8.5 Toronto Tampa Bay. Any thoughts on that one?
Yeah, you got Jose Barrios versus Ryan Pepio or Pepia, however you say it. I think Toronto can definitely get to Ryan. Barrios has been pretty good this year. I don't know. He struggles a little bit against right-handed batters. Maybe Junior Caminero is a look in that game as well, but I don't hate the over in that one.
Ooh, I might have a little something on Junior Camaro later on. We've got Trent Grisham. Cheesy also likes Grisham to go over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. And while you're looking up that, he's on San Francisco Giants with the money line tonight. And when Cheesy says he loves the Rockies on the money line, what Cheesy loves is always I'm surprised we didn't get the 3 or 4 hammer emojis behind that one tonight, because that's usually what happens when he loves a play.
Right. Yeah, Grisham, man, he's another guy that's more than due. He's been pretty bad in his last 10, only hitting that hits, runs, RBIs 1 in his last 10 games. He's 0 for 3 versus Zebby Matthews, but Zebby Matthews, as we know, is not that good. So don't hate it. I won't play it, but I don't hate it considering who he's going up against.
All right. And Madam Presidente says Andrew Abbott over 4.5 Ks, checking alt numbers. She wants possibly to ladder that one. I'm trying to think of where I would see. I can find his info. Hold on. Unless you can pull it up faster than I can.
Searching. Okay, so Andrew Abbott, he's facing the Cardinals tonight. He's versus right-handed batters. He struggles the most, but not terrible. It's not terrible. Cardinals don't really have anything to play for either, so I don't really hate that. But again, I'm not the pitching guru. That's more years in the models field on that one.
So let me ask you that, because you bring up a great point. I mean, especially we're getting down to the end of the season, right? You know, teams are getting eliminated just about every day now from postseason play. The wild card races are tightening up. How do you navigate this from a handicapping standpoint, especially with the player props that you play? What do you take into account? I mean, because it's really tough to gauge a team's mentality who's just been eliminated from the postseason.
Yeah, and I say it's even tougher with pitchers, right? Because you got guys like Paul Skeens, who I think is on the mound tonight, and how far is he going to go? Like, are you really going to waste him when you have nothing to play for? Batters, I usually try to target the younger batters, even if it's a guy like Colson Montgomery, for instance. I like him to keep racking up a lot of hits and possibly home runs towards the end of the year, because it's only going to get his reps in for next season. But that's kind of where I look. Like your big guys like Shohei Ohtani, and even speaking of needing to get right, the Dodgers. What? Oh my God, all that talent, all that money, and it's just like nothing. They just can't get it right now. But that's kind of where I look. I try to look more for younger guys. If they're on a team that's playing still for a playoff berth, that's great. But even guys like Colson Montgomery, I don't mind playing.
Gotcha. We do have a few more. Joe says he likes the Yankees and the Dodgers in a parlay.
I like the Yankees.
What do you think?
Sure. Ohtani's on the mound tonight against Sanchez, so I don't hate that. It's going to be a pretty good pitching duel, it looks like, though.
Okay. And we also have a Mariners and Dodgers parlay. I'm assuming that's a parlay that Scotty Wise putting in.
Probably so. Yeah, like I said, Ohtani's on the mound. Dodgers got to get right. Sanchez, though, man, I think that's going to be a lower scoring game. That's definitely not one I'm looking for player props in.
Gotcha. So Joe brings up an interesting question here. That he doesn't understand why the Dodgers are only minus 130 after the Phillies clinched. And I think that I don't know that this is the answer that Joe was looking for, but according to Big Cheesy, the Phillies partied way too hard last night after they clinched, which would almost go to Joe's question of why is it still at just minus 130, right?
Honestly, I kind of agree with Cheesy. After you clinch last night, get the monkey off your back, I would almost lean towards that. They have nothing else to play for. They've clinched right now. They're the 2 seed. The Brewers have clinched as well. So that would be my only reasoning for that. But yeah, maybe the books know something we don't. And again, Ohtani's pitching, so you're not getting a bad pitcher as well tonight. So I'm not sure why it's not higher odds.
Gotcha. Plays A's. Taj has another play. A's Red Sox over 8.5 at minus 110. Let me see what we're looking at here. A's Red Sox. The model has this right at 8.44, so I don't know that there's a lean either way. I think that according to the model, the play is certainly on Boston, and I would look at the run line for that game as well. I don't know what those odds are.
Be careful with that one. Connolly Early's getting his second start, and the last time he started was against the A's. He struck out, I think, 11 batters, so I would be careful with the over in that one. I think maybe the Boston team total is worth a look, but probably not the over for the full game.
Gotcha. And that looks like our guy, the tennis.
Carl?
No.
Not Carl.
Oh my God. I am so sorry. His name is right there, and I can't pull it off the top of my head. This is going to kill me. Rick in Kansas. That's Rick in Kansas. It just says YouTube user. So Rick in Kansas. Do you just go first 5 on Skeens?
If you're going to play Paula Skeens, I think that's what you do. I don't think you take anything else. I think you take first 5 for Skeens.
And I saw this earlier and flagged it. I'm going to get to it right now because Rick in Kansas, hope everything's well. Glad you found us. I know it says YouTube user. That threw me off for a second, but I recognize the profile picture of my friend. He's going into the Women's Tennis Association in Seoul. This is a underset betting. Wnba Raducanu 2-0 over Jacqueline Christian at -120 on DK. This has been rain delayed, but should happen tonight. I am telling you, Rick in Kansas is the reason that I even started betting tennis in the first place. I never had placed a tennis bet at all until Rick in Kansas started putting them in. And I know he has, I haven't seen him in any of the social media platforms that I'm affiliated with recently. And so I'm glad you found us here at Coaching Company, Rick. But yes, I will tail those. In fact, I used, when we were on another platform, I think I used one of his tennis plays as part of my winning bets for the weekend. So there's that.
Knows his stuff.
Yes, he does.
Stuff when it comes to tennis.
Bruce Green says Phillies no run first inning. Phillies Dodgers no run first inning. I don't not like that look. I'm trying to see what we have for a model score on that one. The only thing that gets me is Shohei Ohtani at home. He's only 4-2. No run first inning. And the Phillies, on the other hand, are 4-6 in their last 10 in the first inning. So that scares me as far as Shohei being able to close out a Phillies team that has been scoring more consistently in the first inning on the road. So that would be my only hesitation there. This morning, if you caught Coaching Company, I did give out a 3-team no-run first inning parlay that I don't mind giving out again. I'm targeting the Guardians, the Cubs, and oh my God, who was the other one? Guardians, Cubs, and the Angels. We got Casey Mize for Detroit pitching against the Guardians. Mize, all 3 pitchers are combined a 38-3 no-run first inning. There has only been 5 times all season where all 3 of these pitchers have pitched on the same day. And this combination for a no-run first inning has hit in all 5 of those days. That's all I can tell you. It was at +105 this morning when I got it, which tells you that even the books, usually you get a 3-team and it's always over 120 or 130. The fact that this is only at almost even money tells me all I need to know that we're on the right side of this one. And let's see. Kevin. No, that was not Mystery Meat. That was Rick in Kansas, the tennis guru. Can we get another Just a Stat Sports Play of the Day? Bruce, absolutely. I'm so glad you asked. I'm trying to remember what that play of the day was. But now, you know, the good news is that I don't have to remember what it was and all the reasons why the model likes it. All you have to do is go to justastatsports.com. In fact, even if you're not a subscriber, which you should be to begin with, even if you aren't, it is the free daily pick. All you have to do is click on the daily pick. You're going to get that. By the way, we cashed last night's play of the day. Looking to go back-to-back tonight. So that's a great question, Bruce. Head on over there and listen. For $1, sign up, get access. You're going to get all of Robbie's picks. You're going to get all of DG's kicker picks. You're going to get Preston Boom Booms, his college football picks have been on point lately. And Joe has already told you that I have been on the right side of a lot of plays lately. So come on over, ride the wave with us. And yes, as Kim says, it's $1 to join and it's so worth it. And listen, the last thing, I'm full of promos right now. And if you're not catching our Sunday Night Football halftime show, because as D. Johnson points out, that we cashed on our punts play yesterday. Rob, I never would have thought any of us would have ever been talking about punting props. And yet we found it. And in a real quick analysis, boom, Next thing you know, we've got some punting plays, and yeah, we cash those. I'm telling you, join us, get those notifications on, hit the like button, subscribe, make sure you're subscribed. It helps us grow. But yeah, we will. It's certainly entertaining, to say the least. And who knows what we find? You know, if there's a niche market that we can exploit until the books catch on, then let's do it. As Kevin points out, money is money, and I just like it. So there is that. And speaking of things that we like, it is that time of the program where we talk about that's. I love when I see you put your notes away. You're like, nope, let me get into my sweet spot. Let me hone in right now and get focused, because that's right. It is Daily Dinger time. And that is not what we were looking for. What a smooth transition to have that go all to Anyway. There. Thank you, producer man. We've got Aaron Judge, Jr., Camaro, Cal Raleigh, Colson Montgomery, and Jose Ramirez. Those are the 5 for the Dingers. Rob, who do you like on this one? Why?
Yeah, full transparency, Mark decided to play a joke on me this morning when I sent him who my dinger was. I sent Jose Ramirez. I actually took him for the boost at FanDuel. So you can get that at plus 560 with the FanDuel boost. But the other guys, like, fine, Colson Montgomery, like both of those guys tonight. But Jose has 2 home runs this month. His best statistical day is on Tuesday. He has 7 home runs on Tuesdays, 4 for 7 against Casey Mize with 2 home runs, both in Detroit as well. Ramirez bats third. It's one of Mize's weak spots. He's going to throw the fastball 41.1% of the time. Cleveland is only 3 games back of the wild card as well, so they need their heavy hitters to step up tonight. Give me J-Ram for plus 560 with the boost at FanDuel. If not, you can get it plus 500 at BetMGM.
And yes, before I started stealing all your home run props just to kind of make you scramble and come up with some more, I had already found Junior Caminero, or Junior Camaro, however you want to call him. I like him simply because he's got 67% of his hits against. Who's he playing? Where did I see this? Oh,
they're playing Kansas City, right?
Josie Barros.
Yeah, Toronto. Yep.
Yeah, because Josie's on a vacation far away. 67%. Yeah, 67% of his at bats against him have ended up in home runs, or excuse me, his hits have been for home runs. I think he's dialed in. Tampa Bay is a stadium where it's one of the more home run friendly hitting environments that you're going to find this time of year, especially with things cooling off, humidity levels dropping way down in the Northeast, Midwest, and out West. You got to start looking for those home run hitting environments. Tampa Bay is a recipe. The humidity is through the roof. I love this spot for Junior. Any thoughts on Junior?
No, I like Junior. We were going over that game earlier when somebody had a question. He's one of the names that popped up. I do like Junior Caminero tonight.
And you also, if full transparency, you also added Colson Montgomery that you like tonight for a home run. Why do you like Colson?
Yeah, it's a matchup. He hasn't had a matchup, I don't think, against who he's facing. Give me one moment, and I'll find it, because I was trying to scramble to write notes because I thought I had to pivot last second. He's facing Dean Kramer, who's given up 13 home runs to left-handed batters. He struggles against lefties. The pitch mix, Colson Montgomery sees that really well. That's the main reason. I like Colson in that game and Jackson Holiday in that game.
Gotcha. Why does it keep doing that, Rob? I don't know.
It's all good.
I don't know. I see DG just popped in here. Hold on one second. While we're getting to that, yeah, figure out how you're going to do that. Oh, there we go. Got you. Yeah, really, I know why he wanted to do this. So here's the Weekday Wagers Fantasy Football League current standings after week number 2. We have Scotty Y in the top spot. Joe right there in second place. DG in third. Mystery Meat is hanging tight, middle of the pack. Turn and Coughlin.
Yeah.
Harbaugh so hard. That's Tony Metzger. That's Tony, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And for those, I was just gonna say, you're doing this tool. I cannot believe that this is what he's doing. Just so everybody can see that. If you're wondering your power rankings and which way you're trending, I
moved up a spot. Look at that.
Yeah, I am tanking hard. Apparently, I'm already focused on next year's draft. Oh, this is horrible. I can't believe it.
It's week 2, baby. It's week 2.
I got to have a talk with the team. It's, you know what? Closed door locker room session talk with the team.
Yeah.
That is insane. As Scotty Wise says, his grade for the draft was a D. He's
mine too, and I'm still sucking, which I'm supposed to have a better team. I guess I'm the one mismanaging it. That's why we suck so bad right now.
DG driving the show blind. That's actually helping out, so I appreciate it. Because Bruce did have a question. I wanted to get to that. What's the website? That is a great question because I believe. Now, I'm going to show this to you. And just know this. Remove that promo code. That promo code's not going to get you anything anymore. The website is justthestatsports.com. Use promo code NFL, all capital letters, NFL 100. There we go, right there. And that is going to get you the first 30 days for $1. You want to go over and just get the plays of the day? Get on over and do that. But I am telling you, you are missing so much more than that. We have got, where am I over here? There we go. So the website now, as most of you already know who subscribe, we have got the college football games for this week. They go up every Tuesday. We have the NFL games for this week, gone up every Tuesday. We've able to run the simulations on them now, so you get the model projections. The model projections for all of the college football and NFL games are updated every single afternoon. So if there's line movement or if there's an injury report that comes out that the model adjusts for from a player standpoint, you're going to get the updated lines the minute that we get them loaded. They're updated daily. So it's not like we post them on Tuesday and then just leave them up there and be like, okay, that's what they were on Tuesday. You should have gotten it then. We update it every single day. So you're always up to the minute with that. In addition to that, I do have to say there's going to be a brand new feature that rolls out this week that will highlight model recommended plays. When you hear me talk about so Rob, I know you know, but when you look at the Major League Baseball right now, you see the expected run projections, right? And I know you've heard me talk about the run line model, the run line projections.
Right.
It's kind of a pain for people to sit there and go, okay, well, this team's projected here, this team's projected here. What's the difference in wait a minute, what's the number I'm looking for? We're going to remove all that for you. We will identify those games that you should be targeting for a run line with the current win percentage for what the model has projected those games out to be. So you're going to have all of that information. It's absolutely going to be, look at the game, you see a gold star, know that that's a model play, click on it. It'll tell you what you should be playing. Off you go. Another winning ticket. We're going to be doing that for baseball. We'll have that for college football. We will have that for the NFL. I am so excited about the gold star system. This is the first time I have been able to share that with Rob too. So full disclosure, this is all news to him. I just found out this morning that we were going to be able to do that and get that done this week. So,
yeah, and honestly, any feedback you can give us, things you want to see, things you think we want to do differently, we'll take all the feedback and we'll try to apply it and make everything better. So definitely don't feel like you can't give us some criticism or constructive feedback. We will take it and we'll see what we can do with it.
Yeah, and to be honest, one of the biggest things we heard was, hey, it's great that you list college football on the day of the games, but honestly, what about early line movement? So there's some, and a lot of people wanted to get those lines the minute they were coming out. We found a way to do it. We have them now coming out. We listen to you. We want to make this the most enjoyable experience. We want to make it the only experience that you look to and go to for your sports betting information or fantasy sports betting information or just sports information in general. And Tony, I'm with you on that one. There is no need to show those fantasy. I agree with you, especially with the way that I am doing. Can we get... do you know what that means?
No. I think he's trying to get 2 locks. If you go down a couple, trying to get another play of the day.
Can we get 2 plays of the day, 2 locks? I'll tell you what, I don't know about 2 more locks. I do know that, in case you missed it and joined us late, Rob, I'm going to jump back real quick. We got about 3 minutes and we'll get out of here. Just go over your bet real quick, a couple of points on it, why you like it, and we'll go.
Yeah. Going with a hit parlay tonight. Rob Refsnyder and Jackson Holiday, 1+ hit at +129. Taking 2 guys who Rob has a hit and 9 versus left-handed pitching. Tonight, he's going to be facing Jeffrey Springs, who he has gone 3 for 8 with 2 home runs against. And then we're going to take Jackson Holiday, who has a hit in 8 of his last 10 games. He'll face Shane Smith for the first time tonight, who's been shaky against left-handed batters. I love both of these two just to get a hit and even a sprinkle on them to go yard tonight.
Perfect. And I am going with the Aces first half team total over 40.5. Look, the Aces are looking to close this series out. It's only best 2 out of 3. They're already up 1-0. They're playing a Storm team who is doing all they can to try to control the pace and tempo. Aces are just too powerful, too big, too fast, and they shoot too damn well for them to get slowed down by the Storm tonight, especially in the first half. I love this spot, especially at 40.5, something they've done in all last 4 meetings against the Storm. Give me that one. Rob, any last thoughts about what you're watching tonight, or more importantly, maybe a little look ahead for tomorrow?
Yeah, look ahead. I put a college football play on the site on Saturday. And as Mark just told you, those lines don't come out till Tuesday. So even if it's the weekend, look in the data sheets, because if there's a college football line, either myself, Mark, or Preston, DG likes, we will put them in that data sheets play. Put it up on Saturday. The line's actually gone down. So I still love the play. I'm going to play it 2 or 3 different ways this weekend. Check it out. It's on the page now. Tonight, man, I'm just going to start getting really heavy into this week 3 NFL action. I've got my segment tomorrow, kind of find 4 guys who we can take advantage of for this weekend. I know we had, I think, 2 out of the 4 hit this last weekend and 3 out of the 4 hit the weekend before. So just trying to find some edges, man, trying to find some matchups we can dig into.
I like it. I like it. Yeah. So the segment that Rob's talking about is on every Wednesday here on Weekday Wagers. We have a new segment now called Rob's Radar. And we will be targeting 4 players that Rob is looking at their prop lines, especially against the matchups. And we're going to break down all the reasons why we like that play so you can jump on those lines as soon as they come out. Or if you don't agree with Rob, you can say, whatever, we're not doing it. But that doesn't make sense since Rob is our prop guy. So, yeah, I would definitely follow Rob. I'm watching, look, baseball to me at this time of year, I think we're in that lull until the actual playoffs start. Yes, there's going to be a handful of games where things are tight, where teams have a lot to play for. Most of the teams in the MLB, their schedule, their season is already fated to be what it is. So I think that this is that lull until the season is over. WNBA, yes, there have been some mismatches. The Aces absolutely crushed the Storm in Game 1 when they played in Vegas on Sunday night. I'm hoping and anticipating a better matchup tonight in Seattle. I also would like to see a little more fire come out of the Indiana Fever squad. And I know that Cunningham is out, Clark is out. They're a decimated lineup at this point, but come on, you're playing at home. Give me a little something. I will have a play on that game up in just a few minutes here on justastatsports.com. So you can get on over and check out what I'm playing on that game. But until tomorrow at 2:00 in the afternoon, Eastern time, right here on Coaching Company with Rob and I again. I wish you guys an absolute wonderful day. Again, thank you so much. I can't tell you how grateful we are that you've decided to spend the last 40 minutes with Rob and I on your Tuesday. It means the world to us. If you would be so kind, just hit that like button on the way in or out. It certainly helps us grow. And enjoy the rest of your day. Be kind to one another. We will see you here again tomorrow, 2 o'clock Eastern. Until then, take care. Let's cash these tickets.